Our session was called, Are You Entitled to Your Opinion?
Are we entitled to our opinions?
I think we are, but opinions have to be backed up with arguments, and arguments need evidence. And when you're collecting evidence, your intuition can lead you astray.
Up the garden path. Often your intuition is so wrong.
I think the learning points were get your stats right, get your sources right, use your evidence in an appropriate context.
And the other thing I felt was really important was to get people to understand how to work in a group, because we often hear that the loudest voice wins in an argument, and what we wanted in this instance was to get everyone to be able to collaborate on a answer, and that was really great. And that was why it was very interesting to me when we did that, how much better the results came for everybody in the entire room.
We had a Kahoot. We wanted to demonstrate the possibilities of this lovely classroom. I think an important element of any kind of group work is to allow time for the reporting back. And we just had so much fun. We had a lot to do. We had a lot to do with the participants. We were a bit rushed at the end.
I would have also liked to have had a bit more ability to sort the groups a bit differently, because we had friends sitting together and they were chatting about what they were doing on the weekend. I had one particularly disruptive group and I had to go and stand over them, and they were all older and taller than me.
If I've set up some group tasks but the groups don't seem to be working, I would normally walk around and just check that they are clear about the purpose of the task. That would be the first thing. My top tips for group work: always have something for them to do. Have a purpose for the group work, not just discuss this for 10 minutes, but discuss this for 5 minutes and come up with a list of 3 important points, or discuss this for 5 minutes and find 2 other sources that put the opposite point of view from yours.
My top tips for group work are: make sure that the group is truly diverse. So don't just look at gender and ethnicity, but also look at other characteristics of people in the group, and that might include how well they did in the last assessment, because it's great to have diversity. Diversity makes groups more robust. Remember that working in a group is an emotional task as well, and every student has emotional investment, so you're going to have to emotionally invest.
In the subject Arguments, Evidence and Intuition, we've taught it recently with tutors in the big classroom. And the tutors are wonderful. They do a lot to help the groups coalesce. They mark the roles so they get to know the students by name. And I've got to put a big plug out there for using tutors in that way to work closely with small groups.
Well, I loved how easy it was to have group formations. I really enjoyed that. I think that the sound quality was brilliant, and I've had a lot of difficulty in sound quality in group work in big rooms before. You could actually hear everyone speaking to each other, and you could also get your voice heard all around the room. I'd just like to spend the whole day teaching in here, and then by 5 o'clock in the afternoon I'd be perfect.